Okay, guys, I wanted to welcome everybody back to another Ami Athletics podcast episode. This one is going to be the best one yet, as they say, in honor of the victorious Donald J. Trump for president. Shout out to Donald Trump if you're ever going to listen to this. But the season kicked off. We had the Slichot event and a bunch of events with Ami. Now the season finally tip-off happened. We had the kids clinics happening, the varsity, the junior varsity starting up, and the men's league starting up. We're gonna get into that in a second. We just want to introduce our guest, Avi Rubinov, who's a player in the Ami League, in the Z League, and also tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for all the board members for selecting me to be a guest speaker. Yes, I was a player for, I think, 2 seasons. It's my 3rd season now. I was, honored to be a captain this season. It's a different role, a special role to be a captain. You know, you see how you are. You see how a person you are to see if you can handle so many people and be a leader. It's much different. I think I changed a lot as a person, as a player. And hopefully we're going to have a great season, guys. Another 12 games. Got a long way to go.
Tough loss last night.
Tough loss. It was a
very tough loss.
On that note, we're going to do a little bit something unconventional. We're going to bring up the basketball and the power rankings first for the league, and we're going to hand it off to Zaki, who's the official commentator for Ami Athletics. The Ami Athletics basketball league.
First of all, I want to say welcome to Avi. I know you lost last night, but honestly, don't worry about it. It's first time as a captain. I will say that it's a big headache. You could ask Moshe Barkov about that, and all the captains who don't want to do it. But I wish you the best of luck. Tough loss last night, but hopefully you guys bounce back. Anyways, guys,
you care, Zaki.
Week one power ranking. So we're gonna go. We're going to start bottom up. So we're going to start light green. Aaron Matayev's team. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. They played well. They played decent, I would say. Honestly, it was a toss-up between them and... I was going to put them at 13, but we'll leave it at number 14. So the problem I have with that team is... I got to put some mute. The problem I have with that team is besides for the main guy... the ball movement, swinging the ball, getting other guys to help out, identity was a little bit lost, so that's why we have them at number 14.
I happen to think they're a little bit of a better team than that, personally. I think they have good players. They have this one kid who's a knockdown three-point shooter. I don't know what his name.
Who?
I don't know his name. I don't know his name.
I think.
No. I know that guy. There was a very, very skinny kid. Looks like Wemby, just much shorter.
Yeah.
I don't know. That kid's a knockdown shooter. I think they have a very good team, very athletic team. I think that they're gonna. I mean, it's like they're kind of breaking themselves in. He's a new captain, and everybody on that team, nobody on the team was in the league before. So I think they're gonna go through a lot of growing pains, but I do think they have the potential to climb.
A lot of rookies. Now, honestly, number 13, we're going to go with the great team. Now, honestly, I was going to put Matayev at 13 and put Gray at 14, but out of respect to the Rabbi.
I appreciate it.
Coming back from 103 fever.
Yeah. I thought I could pull off a Jordan flu game.
It was close. You were like 75 points short, but it was close. So anyways, I mean, listen, I kind of had higher hopes for Gray. Well, last night was abysmal. It was disaster. It was horrible. I mean, 35 points scored in the whole game.
Reminiscent of the white team from last season, that one game. What do you think your biggest issue was?
What exactly? What can you fix?
Biggest issue is number 1, jitters. That was for sure.
I agree.
And a lot of my guys, we did a lot of scrimmages, and we ran offense well, and everyone was relaxed in those scrimmages. And then the game came, and everybody went amiss. It's like they forgot to play basketball, you know? Missing layups, you know? Obviously, I was out of it also, but... In the first half, it was better than the second half, but obviously I think it's just a fluke, and Jay Shal just has to get in his zone. I have to get him, set him up in a way maybe he has too much pressure coming down with the ball. Maybe we got to alleviate the pressure for him and make him come off the ball. I just got to get him going, and that last night was I didn't see him leading the way.
It hurt.
Jay Shal is your best player, and he needs more help.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And it's just
the
the first
help.
game.
The help is the question.
Honestly,
you
your
gotta step
front
up.
court, you guys have a serious front court. You, Mike, and
Yeah,
Topalov is a serious front court.
Paltiel's a good guy too.
I'm talking about the front court.
I'm
The
saying, no,
back
he
court
can-
is also good.
No, he can play in the front court also. He's tall. He's like what 5'11". He's athletic. He can play there too.
Number 12.
Number 12, we're gonna go with Navy, Gabi Elishayev's team.
I personally think they should be higher, but
Now,
Wow.
the problem is they had Jacob Barambayev scoring 44,
Solid
46
player.
points. He went off. Now, the issue was the rest of the team. The ball movement was just not there. It looked like it was a one-man show.
Solomon.
Now, Solomon Pirov wasn't there, so
Peace.
let's see how that transitions. But I had them at number 12.
I think they're a better team than number 12. I also happen to really love, and I'm going to give a big shout out to Eliran Elishayev.
20
That
points,
kid,
right?
no, he's a
Yeah,
hustler.
he had a good game.
I personally think a kid like that, he does all the little things. He's a good player. He
doesn't give up.
He's a head down player.
Gritty
Meaning
player.
he's not involved in the like in the negativity. He's in my opinion an ingredient for a championship team.
just keeps going.
I don't know if he'll win a championship with this team, but he's an ingredient for a championship
He's a
team.
great player. He almost won last year.
He almost won last year.
Thanks to you. Number 11, we're going to go with white. Guest Avi Rubinov. We're
I
going
thought
to
it
put
was
you at
tough.
white. Number 11, played orange team last night without their star shooter. And, you guys made an interesting lay. You guys went on a 12-1 run, caught it to 3. Very questionable three-point attempt at the buzzer last night.
Questionable. Wow.
Well, questionable whether or not it was a foul.
Ref said it was a foul. I think
So,
that's okay.
that could be debated. Obviously, a lot of complaints. But the bottom line is it's 0-1 for you guys. But,
Question
We'll
is,
take
but
that
the
one.
foul.
you guys have potential.
So-
We played you guys. You had a lot of potential, but the offensive, the flow, it was kind of like a
I
one-on-one
don't
for a
think
lot
it
of
was
players.
much of an offensive. I think we have a defensive problem. We're going to fix it, but Tom destroyed us. Tom is an amazing player. Also, again, it's the
Tier
first
1 or
game.
Tier 2 player.
Tom is a tier 1 player.
He had like
Sorry.
15 blocks.
I'm
last
sorry.
night.
Okay,
He's
okay,
tier 1 player. He's a very good asset to the team. Quickly, I just want to say it's the first game. There's another 12 games remaining, guys. Whoever lost this week, it's not the end of the world. Don't panic. As a captain, Zacky's right. It's a meltdown as a team. I kind of melted down last night after the game, 12 o'clock in the morning. We're just talking. But as a team, you have to be composed. It's the first game. It's okay. Jittery, like Rabbi said. It's all right to lose a game. It's not the end of the world. We're here as a team. We just got to focus. be
Yo,
as
we
a captain
started off
leader.
0-3 last year. We made
I
the
agree.
playoffs.
Look at that. Look at that.
Doesn't mean anything. Number 10, we're going to go with red. A shocker at number 10. They almost made it into the single digits for the first time in 3 years, but we're going to, red played well last night.
You got them at 10th.
Red played well last night. They
They're a
shut
good
you
team.
guys. They shut you guys down.
Good team.
I don't know if it was just them playing amazing or you guys just didn't show up. I don't know what it was. It could be they'll be higher. Let's see.
I don't think
but
they're
I have them at
Closed
number
out on
10.
their shooters. They were hitting their
The kid
shots.
Jurayev is
Yeah, he was draining.
He's a
good bowler,
freaking
yeah.
good
Very
shooter.
well gelled team. Very good job.
Guys, I want to say something. Everyone's very surprised.
Skikirov, they can ball.
Everyone's very surprised at the list. From 1 to 14, every team is good. That's what I have to say this because you're like, and
Red
12,
10th
13,
was,
11.
I think, well,
Every single team is good. There's no team right now that I see that's like, whatever, it's an easy night. Every single team can win a game. There's no such thing as, plus 250. Those numbers don't exist.
we had that last season. It was good. Last season.
Besides for one team.
I mean, we'll know that at the end of the season. Right now, every team is coming out to ball, but there is such a thing as schedule fatigue in the sense of in the end of the season, if a team is 2-11,
Then it becomes
they're
easier.
they're not coming out looking to swing at a top 2 seed team.
Red team last year, they ended off with 1 win, and the last couple of games were very close games. They almost beat us. They almost beat White with in 2-3 weeks left of the season. So
They gave their heart out.
they played really. I was shocked. They
Alex
wanted to beat
Kikirov
me
is
so
making
badly.
a
but-
change. It was very nice. Very good job.
At number 9, we're going to go with Teal. I feel like this is also another contested pick. They played a 4-on-4. This kid Mordechaiv is legit. Now, Mordechaiv is a 1-on-1 bowler.
He's like a
and
road
I
runner.
spoke about this before. He's very fast, athletic. He played a team that has no fast defenders in a 4-on-4.
You
right?
Walk to the hoop.
You take
So-
him or Gabi Akubov.
Gabi Yakubov, hands down. Hands down. He played a team which the team of Yellow, their strength is big, strong guys. In a 4-on-4, there's nobody who can guard him. And that showed 44 points. So I don't think he can do that again in a 5-on-5, especially against a zone. Let's see. I think
but
he's
they
good.
have other weapons. They got
So
Nick
let's see.
Ulyabayev, they got Benji Yakubov,
Let's
they got
see.
Hafiz, they got, and then they have the real goat of it all, the 40-year-old
Quickly off
old
topic.
man.
Off topic. Do you think any team here plays good one man defense or no? Or everybody plays zone here?
100%. I think no.
Everybody plays zone. I feel like every team plays zone here.
Man.
A lot of teams play man. The problem why some teams play zone is because our offensively we're not smart enough to break a zone. Everyone tries to do one-on-one ISOs.
Most teams play zone.
So no, I'm saying the reason is because on offense, teams aren't smart enough to break a zone. If this was an Ashkenaz league, nobody would play in zone, or they would play on a much
Men.
higher level.
NBA plays men.
You know,
That's why
no disrespect to all the
That's why
Bukharians.
Mishpato didn't let them in the league for a long time.
And that's why Mishpato wins every single year.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we didn't win last season.
So that's number 9. Number 8, we're going to go with yellow. Now, I know they lost to teal, but they're missing Samechov, which is a big deal. Samechov is a big
Who
deal.
else were they missing?
And
Let me
two other
say
guys
two other
also.
guys, yeah,
This guy, Meir Babayev, was missing. He's a good player.
Okay.
And they're missing another, I don't know who the 6th man they were missing. I can check right now. Yellow was missing Moshe Kandokhorov. Not sure who that is.
Oh, that's the
Oh, he's a good player.
The scorekeeper.
Oh, Moses.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Also solid.
Good
They were
player.
missing a lot of guys. They got tired. They were off. If you saw the game, they were off. Yosef and Eliran are hitting those shots. They missed a lot of shots. It's not gonna happen.
Eliran
Again. I
had a
don't
good
think
game.
so. I don't think it's gonna happen again. So I have them at number 8. Number 7, we're gonna go with gold. That's Eitan Atanov. That's David Niktalov. Mishala's team. They played a pretty decent game. I think
They paid green, man.
that's what I'm saying. They lost, but they played well,
They
right?
played
I mean,
a
you
very
played
good
them.
team,
What do you think
and
about
I can
them?
tell you from the sideline, they are annoying, and I'm going to give a big shout out to Asa.
Asa's
He
great.
is
Wow,
a
so many
very
steals.
strong defender,
Yeah, Asa's great.
and he's going to give any team a hard time. Not even one-on-one defense, not only one-on-one defense, but just hands in the passing lane, disrupting passes, coming down with rebounds,
good.
like getting in your face, contesting shots. Big shout out to Asa. He they gave us a hard time defensively, and then Wemby and Eitan just started knocking down threes. They're a good team. They're gonna win. They're gonna win
David
games.
Atalov,
They're gonna win
yeah.
games.
So I have them at number 7. Number 6. Now I didn't make this ranking, guys, so I don't want to hear any heat.
I'll say
I don't
it.
want to hear anything. Number 6 is orange. I actually did not put this. I didn't put this at number 6. Ari Nisanov put us at number 6.
Based
Why do you
on
think we're number
Zaki's
6?
list. Based on Zaki's list.
Yes, based on my list.
This is one
he
second.
put us at
Also,
number 6.
again, this is not my power rankings. This is Zaki's power rankings that we are commentating on. So based on Zaki's list, I put them at 6.
Why do you think?
Don't
they're
come
number
at
6?
me.
Can I say it?
First, say why.
I'm not putting us at number 6.
Based on your list, you guys won without Gabi Yakubov. You swung the ball. Tom had a good game. You have a good pace.
We're ranking you as 6th because obviously you didn't play with Gabi Yakubov.
Maybe
I
this is
personally
worse.
think if you played with Gabi Yakubov, it would have been better for us because
Ooh.
because I felt like that would give more urge for my team to play harder. I feel like we didn't really play with Gabi Yakovov's not playing. What can it be? But Gabi Yakubov was a big threat. I think you would have had more.
Yakupov's face, right?
You would have had more ISO ball with Gabi Yakubov.
Yeah, but I think what he's saying is that not that Gabby would have made us worse, is that they would have tried harder.
Yes, and I feel like you would have had
but he
more
also-
ISO ball. You didn't have
He's
no
saying
ISO
Gabi
ball.
would have made you guys worse.
I
also.
think Gabi would have bring you down. Tom really is your focal point. I think you got to focus on Tom.
I think they got to
You
work
guys played well.
1A, 1B, and I think. Listen, I think they will have that.
who's the 1A?
We'll see.
Your tier 6 and 5 scored, so that's
My
huge.
tier 6.
Yaron Borokov
yes,
and Ben.
it's Ben.
They
Yaron
played
is
very well.
good.
Good
Ben
stuff.
is good
Good
also.
stuff.
Ben is good. I like Ben. I was gonna trade up to get him.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So we have number 6. Number 5, we're gonna go with Maroon. Daniel Chaim went off.
They shot I think they shot 90% from the field.
Couldn't miss.
Is it
They didn't
sustainable?
miss.
Is it
No, it's
wrong
not
that I put them at
sustainable.
5? Is my question.
I never in my Z League experience 10 plus years I never saw a team.
Is that
who would
sustainable? Is that
no,
sustainable?
No,
Who
I don't
would you
care.
switch them at number 5?
I don't know, but I'm just saying they had a ungodly like game.
Were they hands in the face? They had hands in the face.
Hands in the face. They were contested. At the end of the game, they were hitting open
Yeah.
shots. But in the beginning of the game, Arthur Cobb, Daniel Chaim, it looks like they were shooting a ball into the ocean.
Not gonna happen.
They did not miss, and it's not saying that it's not going to happen again is not a disrespectful thing to them. I don't care if you're Jason. I don't care if you're Jordan. You're not hitting those numbers. So I want to see how they play. First of all, they were missing Ozzy, which may make it better or worse. We don't know.
Yeah, I think it'll
number
make it-
one.
I think it'll make
but
it a
I
little
want to
worse.
see how they'll play in the
live and
next
die by
game
this
when
thing.
they're not flaming hot, like flaming hot.
Yeah, Daniel Chaim became a point guard. He became a LeBron, Paul George. He became
Very good player.
And I think he thrives like that. Some players don't need a point guard. I think he's one of those players.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
Hard to guard.
How does Ozzy going to fit? Ozzy's a good player too. Last year, Ozzy had to play point guard. This year, I think it might be better he doesn't play point guard and play more like a shooting guard. So let's see how that goes. Number 4, we're going to go with purple. We're going to go with Liori Diamonds. Coach Avi,
Monster.
Kanana Rambayev.
Shlomi Elishayev.
I left the LAR the next night. I see someone singing in the middle of just like,
Yeah.
what is this guy doing? He's just like singing away cloud nine. Listen, I said this in the way too early rankings, and I'll say it again. The team is very good. I want to see what happens when they go on a 2-game losing streak, if it happens. But I want to see how internally what goes on, because they have a lot of personalities on that team, a lot of close friends, and let's see. About big shout out to Coach Avi, guys. Like 40. I mean, I could read you he sent
I actually
me
have a lot of
breakdown.
comments to say about this team in a positive way.
Coach
Number
Avi,
one,
great, very
they
nice.
looked like you watched them play. Did you watch them play?
I saw
They
them.
looked like they were having a good time
Yes.
on the floor.
That's
Meaning
have to play ball.
They weren't looking like very boxy, rigid. They were all laughing.
Flowing.
Ari Yisraelov, I heard him talk for the first time in 3 seasons. like they looked like they were
Jalen
having
Brunson.
a good time. And Coach Avi lost like 30 pounds. If you paid attention, I saw him on 47th Street. He lost like 30 pounds. He's having a great time. Ariel's having a great time. Shlomi's having a great time.
That's how I have to play
They're
ball.
going to be a fun team to watch in a positive way. Hopefully not in a negative way, but maybe in a negative way. But they're going to be the team to watch this season.
Chemistry wins, right?
Yes, I
Chemistry
agree.
wins. You
I
guys
agree.
had that. White had that. Chemistry ultimately wins. So, number 3, we're going to go with light blue. Light blue, Ilan Shamsia's team. Now, listen, they lost. It wasn't even a close game. I think they just had an off night.
Yohananov got hurt.
Yohananov got hurt towards the end, though.
Yeah.
They have a very talented team. I think that they also played the best team. They played black. And they just came out flat. I don't think this is a reflection of the team as a whole. I think they'll win the next game. I think that they will end up being a much, much better team, and they'll have a much better showing than what they had last week.
Agree. Just I think they got to pass the ball a little bit more. Yohananov takes the most shots. I mean, he has to. He's the best player.
I
But
see that with a lot of talented
I think
players.
we have to.
But they have a very talented
Pass the
team.
ball.
I looked at the stats. Everyone on their team had double digits, which is that's pretty
good.
amazing.
No, but in the league, you see a lot of teams, they have this one player and they're fine with him walking down,
That's fine. Yeah.
just popping, and then that's
But I don't think it's going to work all the time. You
Right.
will have off games,
Right.
and this is what I'm saying. Even if you lose a game, the meltdown will happen. You got to bump up. That's where you have to be
resilient.
trust and resilient in each other.
100%.
important.
Short-term memory, they call it. Number 2. I love you, Ari, a lot, but I'm going to have to put you guys at number 2.
That's
Funny,
respectfully.
in the
that's
captain's chat, a few weeks ago, there was when you came out with the original way too early power rankings. So
You put them
black,
one, I think.
David and Jason were like, "Yo, we want the number 1 spot." I said, "Don't worry, you'll get the number 1 spot." I was only number 1 at the beginning of the season at a technicality. It's don't worry,
No, so
number 1
I'll
spot
tell
is
you like
yours.
this.
What does Nathan always say?
Which
Green sucks.
Green sucks. Yeah, green sucks. No, you guys, listen. Chemistry is there. You guys have an amazing team. Chemistry is like the number 1 talent.
I
in this
agree.
league, right?
Agree.
The reason why you're number 2 is because number 1 is black. I said this when I spoke about it, or when I put them at 3rd. They have 2 tier 6s who are not tier 6s. I don't know what happened there.
They have an
Yeah, they
amazing
robbed
team.
it.
Black.
Johnny Barkhov and
He's
Khan
not-
Khorov,
yeah,
I don't know
he's not
who, and you know what the good thing is? Richie is very happy right now because he was not involved in the rankings. Had
Yeah.
he been involved in the rankings, I think half the league would have sat out.
involved, but not
Not with these
not in a bad
rankings.
way.
Not with these two
It
guys.
was a rigged tier, guys.
No, it was not.
You
It was
cannot
not.
claim rigged because he was not involved. Had he been involved, I think a lot of guys would have been like, "Listen, what the hell is this? This is ridiculous."
It's a wild card that tier. Very big wild.
They have 1 through 7. The black team is a very, very good team.
Yeah, I got a good solid team. Yeah.
Very good team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to give Coach David Niktalov a lot of credit, but I think also again, like what I was speaking about, the edge Green has is that they have a coach. Ari's a great coach, but they have someone who can see the game. They have someone who can talk to the players to adjust. Sometimes in life, you need a coach. You need to look at someone and be like, listen, you're doing something a little bit wrong. It's kind of hard to see it when you're doing it. Pivot, adjust, switch to a zone, switch to a man. And I think having a coach is extremely important,
Yeah.
especially in this game.
Did Avi Rubinov miss yesterday? That was the game.
No, he did. He
Missed
didn't.
one.
He had a good game.
He had a good game. Danny
solid.
Yusupov hit like 3 threes. He had a
Solid
good
team.
game
You guys are a
also.
solid team. Predictions, just
Man.
early week. Who's going to be in the finals? Just.
One second, we'll talk about Black. Number one is
Black
Black.
is number one. That's it. We know it.
I don't know who's going to be in the finals. I don't know.
Oh,
Any team could be in the finals, especially in the top 8 teams that I mentioned. I think any of those teams could be in the finals.
quickly, all the players were asking, playoff, what are we doing? Scenarios? Is it the first 8? What are we?
First 8, no bye,
No,
right?
one second. No.
What are we doing?
See, it's being worked on. It's not going to be 8. It's going to be 10 or 12.
We still don't know?
We still don't know. We're leaning towards 12.
12 teams making the playoffs?
One second. Because if we do 10, it's very, very complicated if we do 10.
Why don't we just do 8?
Because 8 becomes too competitive. Remember, this is a community league. So 8, if it's only 8 teams, that means
6 teams get
that
by.
means that's 6 teams don't make the playoffs. Already 3 games into the season, there's going to be a lot of teams that are, let's say, 0-3
They're
or
not
1
gonna care
and 2,
about
whatever.
it.
They're not going to care.
Yeah.
And the 8 teams, it's going to be so competitive. We don't want to. It's already a competitive league. We don't want to add more competition and
Yeah,
more
I agree.
fire and just, you know what I'm saying? Let 12 teams make it. More teams are involved. More guys are in the playoffs.
So one
more
team
guys
is
are
not making
happy. It's a little bit of a kumbaya, but like it's enough of a competitive league. We don't have to worry about the competition level going down.
People will try regardless.
People will try.
1 versus 12 and 1 versus...
Whatever, we'll figure it out. But we're debating between 10 and 12, but we're leaning right now towards 12 because 10 is very complicated because of the buys, whatever it is. Okay.
Okay.
So
Black.
I hear you. I think I spoke about Black.
Yeah.
No comment. Best team.
I mean, yeah, it's just the best team.
I think they're going to maintain
they
the
have
power.
also a lot of chemistry within the guys, right? Another question was the chemistry. They had a lot of guys they gelled with last year and past 2 years. Robert Koptiev, Uri Koptiev, then you have obviously Jason. They're all, and
To be
Kalachoro.
honest with you, Jason is a very unselfish player. He likes to pass, but if he has to score, he has to
You
score.
know, it's
He's
funny.
very
I was just
unselfish.
talking about this.
balls.
with
Very
someone.
good. Jason's very
Jason is by nature, I mean, from what I see, an unselfish player.
He is unselfish.
Last
He
season,
is.
we saw a very high scoring player because that was their system.
Yes.
But if you look at 2 seasons ago when he just came into the league on light blue, very unselfish player, and they were 1-5, and he's just like, yo, just give me the ball, get out of the way, and they won
Actually,
6
I
straight.
think it's all the way around. When he first came in the league, his team just looked at him like, listen, bail us out. You're amazing. Just shoot. Because I remember I spoke to him. We played him in 2 years ago. He went, they didn't score the ball in the last 10 minutes of the game. I think they scored like 5 points. Last 10 minutes of the game, we beat them. They held them on the 16. I told him, I said, we were triple teaming you. And your team was just like wide open for a 3, afraid to shoot. Because we have Jason, how can we shoot?
Right.
You got to get your teammates involved. And since then, he has gotten his team involved. He has scored. I mean, he started off last year scoring less, and he ended up scoring more because once teams respect his other players, it kind of opens up for him to score more.
I mean, definitely he doesn't have that workload this season. He has
a great
meaning he has a great team around him. Very hard to beat team. I'd be surprised if they lose.
Well, Zachy, amazing power rankings, brother.
You're surprised if they lose a game?
I'd be surprised. Yeah.
You think they're going 13-0?
I mean, they almost did it last season.
Green
I
versus
think they're a
black?
better team this season.
Green versus black?
Just I don't know. Okay, 13-1. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not saying anybody's worse than them. I'm just saying they're a very hard team to beat. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not ready to throw my money and take a mortgage out on it, but they're a very good team, and I give them a lot of respect.
Wow.
Amazing rankings. Good job, Zachy.
I just wanted to say, take a second from this rankings and talk about the toy drive. We're gonna put this on the thing. The toy drive is something that Richie, Leon Diamond, the Nicole family, and their sponsors do every year to bring toys for sick kids with
Amazing.
cancer, kids who special needs,
Amazing job.
kids who are with just general illnesses. And what he does with his with help from his sponsors and his family is that they bring toys, and they bring good toys. They don't bring like the dolls that you see in Amazing Savings. It's PS5s, it's iPads, it's stuff like that. And obviously he does this. It's a lot of work. And shout out to all the sponsors. Floyd Money Mayweather will
Money
be
team,
there.
baby.
The Money team is a sponsor over here.
Very
You can see,
good.
you'll see at the top.
Amazing.
Thank you to all the sponsors who make this possible. Whoever wants to be a sponsor, it's not too late. There's a quick pay. It's going to be on the screen. The quick pay. You can do credit card donation, cash donation, check, whatever you want. If you want to be a part of it, it's really, really something special. You can look it up on see the videos of how the kids react when they get these toys. It's really something special, and honestly, it's a beautiful thing for the community. And just shout out to everyone involved, and thank you.
Amazing job.
It's crazy that like Richie, he really took on this role of really giving back to the community and being like a form of like a leader in the community. And what happens is, like, let's say we'll take Ami for example, is that the beauty of Ami is that you're putting guys together on teams. Like I mean, we're all captains here, so we'll see it. I mean, and we'll see it much more, and whoever's a new captain will see it much more, that when you're a captain, you have this mentorship a little bit over some of the players around you. I mean, if they're younger or older, you know, one guy on my bench was bugging out, and we were up 10 and he was bugging out. You know what I'm saying? So naturally, you're going to go and talk to him. So I think that this league is also good. This Ami league is also good. Also, Richie Niktalov, David Niktalov project is Ilan Alichayev, whatever, the whole board. In terms of the mentorship, it's very important to have a mentor. It's very important to have someone who's maybe more experienced in life than you, older than you, closer to God than you, more healthier than you, whatever it is. No, am I wrong?
100%.
You guys are captains. You guys are boots on the ground. Also, I'm sure you guys have what to say.
100%. Amazing.
I think
job.
we were discussing this yesterday. I think that you can tell based on the minutes played by a captain, you can tell the record of the team. The more the minutes the captain plays, the worse off the team does. If you look at it, if you guys look at the captains last year.
Not really. Alex played the whole game. Had an amazing game.
I'm talking last year. Again, this was last year. The observation I realized, you know, the first overall team was the green team. Captain didn't even play, you know?
Wow.
And then you have, you just go down the list. You look at the captains that played last year a lot. You know, Eliran played a lot. I played a lot. Teams didn't do as well.
Exactly.
Right?
You sitting out next game the whole game.
So I listen. He's right. You got to have a mentor. You got to have someone to adjust, especially when you're looking at business, right? You want to open a business. You need to have someone who's guiding you, who's able to kind of direct you and show you, hey, listen, this is where you need to go. Especially when you have, I think something that, you know, our community needs more of, and I think that, I mean, it's starting to happen, but you really need more of a personal rabbi. And I'm not talking about a community rabbi. Community rabbi is where you go to shul.
Yeah.
He's the rabbi of the shul.
You're a congregant and you call him. You don't need a rabbi. You need a Rebbe.
Exactly.
You need somebody to go to.
You need a Rebbe. You need someone who you can get life advice from. It's a misconception that we have, you know, when we ask our Rebbe a question, it's, can I cook this on Shabbat? Can I not? Can I heat it up? That's halacha questions. That's just like right or wrong. But the gray area stuff is like decisions to make and my attitudes and how I should structure my day and my life and my kids. And I think that is something that we need to have a rabbi for, because that we can connect to and kind of grow on a much deeper level, not only in religion, but just life as a whole, right? Because religion is obviously a very broad thing. It's not just, okay, I'm learning, I'm going to shachrit. It's as a whole, do I have derech eretz, right? I mean, that's another thing also we have in this league where your derech eretz is something that gets challenged over here, especially when
Very challenged.
When you're playing basketball and you're schwitzing, you're putting in every single ounce of energy you have. And it could be a teammate of yours took a bad shot, and you're like, "What are you doing?" Like,
funny, like we're gonna add into the Gemara,
You know?
like you judge something by kisoy, kasoy, whatever. We're gonna put Ami, like
Yeah, no, it
Ami
is.
Zulu. You want to know if a guy's gonna be a good son-in-law, or
So can we change that next season? Can we have a captain like Green? Every team gets a captain, or like a coach?
Listen,
I'm down
guys.
for that.
To anyone listening to this, if you want a job as a captain and a coach, please call me. I don't want this job. I need someone to coach my team.
reach out to Zach at Richie Niktalov at gmail.com.
I want to just play. I want to just play. Please, someone just take this over. You know, but it just makes life
Crazy.
easier.
People call me up or whatever. People amongst all of us captains like, yo, Zachy, how should I play Avi's team? What should I be doing? What am I doing differently? And meaning that's me reaching out for advice about basketball. Imagine if people did this to a Rebbe, like, hey, you know, in terms of, let's say, Shalom Bayis, in terms of Chinuch, and we all have questions when it comes to Shalom Bayis. Everybody, I don't care who you are. I don't care, even Rav Avadia, I'm saying, everybody has questions when it comes to, the Shulchan Aruch doesn't talk about Shalom Bayis. Shalom Bayis, in terms of Chinuch, how to deal with your kids, if you're too tough with them, if you're not tough enough, all these kind of things. Having a mentor, everyone, they shake when you say you should have a Rebbe. Rabbi, make money. Spiritual mentor to guide you. No?
English.
Yeah, 100%. I just want to say a piece on this. I have a couple layers over here. Number one, I'm a rabbi myself. And I'm of a community, of a shul, of a minyan. I know exactly what you guys are talking about. Number one issue with having a mentor I see is people, especially in our community, very embarrassed about everything. Very scared to talk about anything in their personal life. That's why you see it's very easy to just ask, oh, permitted, forbidden, what time, how is it happening, this, that, straight black and white answers. Gray area, shove everything under the carpet, and then what happens? They come to you when everything falls apart, sadly. They come to you when, I can't hold it under my belt anymore, I'm bursting at the seams, put me back together. And I said this last time, say it again, you're going to be embarrassed anyways. You're going to come and spill your beans, to your rabbi, just like you go to your doctor when you have no way to control the symptoms anymore. Why not? Why wait till it's horrible? Why wait till the last minute? Come before. And when you constantly have that guidance, you're going to save all those pit holes that take you deeper, deeper, deeper. But a person who has this, it's a slightly ego, slightly like, what are people going to say? That's a big thing.
Yeah, because, understandably so, but how do we get past that? Because everybody's going to have that.
So they have to have it in mind that you have to see the long road. There's a long road ahead, and you have to think about what's going to happen if I constantly make every single person in his house, he has a situation come up. There's an emotional response that's required for something that happened. You could think with your gut, as I call it, borei prishkam. You think with your stomach and how you feel, or you think with your head and you do what's the right thing to do. I could blast this guy to smithereens because my ego's hurt, or I could give him constructive criticism and tell him this is not right because of this and this reason. I care for you. I want to help you. It all depends on how you do it. And when you don't have guidance to do that, your moral compass is decided on your own, and you could crank it up, crank it down, however you want, and you think you're right because there's no one checking you. Imagine a guy runs a company's finances. He's running, taking the money in, taking the money out. Nobody's checking on him, and then you catch these guys embezzling millions and millions of dollars because there's no oversight. Any business that doesn't have oversight is going to fall apart. Any medical practice that doesn't have oversight, doesn't have accountability. That's what having a rabbi and a mentor helps you with, having accountability. In basketball, a captain, he makes sure everybody is accountable. He tells you, hey, listen, you messed up here, you messed up there, adjust, we can't have this. So that's number one. Number two, I see is that a lot of people are scared to, be open-minded. They're so used to being a certain way and thinking their life works a certain way, and the rabbi giving you advice, try something else. Oh, Emunah, Rabbi, and I have to say this and do that, mitzvah, dushnai, mikra, and all of a sudden my things will go away. Yeah, you're already writing it off in your mind. You have to be open-minded to say, this person is smarter than me. This person went through a lot more schooling than me, or I'm not talking about going to a rabbi specifically. Going to a religious person who has dat Torah, who's more wise than you, and you'll listen to it. It's very important that the person you choose as your rabbi, your mentor, that you're really going to listen to him, you respect him, you value what he says. I see how these bobos go to their grandkids. Hello, Johnny Bobos, come here, sit down. And he goes and talks to them. That's it. Bobo said. It's ironclad. And that's the relationship. By Bukharians, it's easy to do with Bobo. And they have to transfer that type of relationship to a rabbi. Used to be Bobo was a rabbi too. So but not always is Bobo a rabbi today, But the point is, I just want to get to this, my last point, is this week's Parsha Lech Lecha. I saw a beautiful Zohar. It says, Lech Lecha. Rashi says Lech Lecha means for your benefit. But Lecha means to you, literally. So it doesn't really fit the word, but it fits in, okay. But the Zohar says Lech Lecha means go to yourself. By leaving Artzacha, by leaving your land, your father's house, and your town, this will lead you, this new path that I'm telling you to go. Leave all that stuff behind, and that will bring you to who you really are. A lot of times people if you don't learn parenting, you're going to parent the same way your parents parented. If you don't learn how proper business, you're going to run your business like how your father ran his business, if that's right or that's wrong, whatever it is. But a person has to be willing to be open-minded. Hashem told Avram, leave your parents' mentality, leave your city's mentality, leave your country's mentality. There's certain things you need to take the good from every person, and certain things you leave behind. Certain things you need, it's not good for you. And we have to be willing to part with some of our wrong ashkafas. And we have to realize and have that relationship with somebody who tells us, listen, this is krum, this is crooked mashkafa, this is crooked mentality, and this is a proper mentality. Number one, I'll end with this. A person says, but Rabbi, it's business. This is called business. I said, Shulchan Aruch says this is called stealing. What do you mean? It says black and white. I'll show you. This is called stealing. Rabbi, everybody does it. This is called being smart. This is called being shuster. This is called being, I said, listen, that's the mentality you got from somewhere, and I'm calling you out on it, and I'm telling you, Hashem does not want you to think that way. And if he never had a rabbi, 100 years, he'll go like this. He'll go to Shemayim. They'll tell him, listen, you never did business honestly. What do you mean? I was very shuster. No, you were doing everything wrong. Wow, what should I have done? Why didn't you have a rabbi? And he would have told you. Oh, I never knew that. Fine, we'll give you that you didn't know. But why didn't you give yourself an avenue to know? Why didn't you look for it to know? Hey, is this according to the Torah? Is this proper? Maybe I'm delusional, and I'm making up the rules as I go. Because if you don't have a rabbi, you 100% are making the rules as you go. And then they say a liar has to have a very good memory, because then he has to remember that lie and that lie and that lie and that lie and that lie, and he can't let them collide. Because if you are making the rules as you go and you don't follow the system, that are the blueprint of life that God gave us, you're going to collide with yourself, and you're going to see how there's a contradiction here, and one time I was nice, and one time I was strict, and one time I was this, and one time I was that. And B'ezrat Hashem, I bless all of our community that they should have a rabbi, which means a mentor. It doesn't have to be a long white beard. They say having a long white beard in the belly, you're already half a rabbi. But it doesn't have to be a rabbi. Happens to be, I spoke to a lot of older people. They have a lot of burnt taste in their mouth from rabbis. You were hinting to that a little bit before. And that's okay, because it happens. But the newer generation definitely have a lot of potential. I bless all of them that they should go look for a mentor. Go pray for it. I prayed. I'll tell you something very quickly. I prayed for my Rabbi when I got married. I needed to go to get a kollel. There was no kollel in Queens for Sephardim. I was thinking, who's going to be my Rabbi? I prayed. All of a sudden, in Australia, listen to this. Australia, there's a philanthropist, Jewish guy. His son moved to Lakewood. His son prays in Rabbi Walken's, Alav Shalom, Rahmat Kuneh, his shul while he was alive. And his father, this Australian guy, that tells the son, you're by Rabbi Walken, ask him. I went to Rav Chaim Kanievsky, and I asked him, what should I do with my money? I did this project, that project, what should I do next? He said, go and build a yeshiva where there's no yeshiva. Okay, no problem. Ask Rabbi Walken where to build it. So Rabbi Walken says, okay, I'll think about it. Let me think about it. He's thinking. Yaniv, mayor of calls Rabbi Walken, says, listen, Chazak wants to open up a yeshiva again on Main Street. We want you to teach. We're trying to figure out who's going to give us the funds, how we're going to make this happen. If we work it out, you're with us? He's like, that's so funny. There's a person that's looking exactly for this. Let's do it. It's a shidduch.
Wow.
And he went and he said, Rabbi, you gave us a shidduch, you have to be the rabbi. No, I live in Lakewood now. How am I going to go? And at that time, his son was sick. Baruch Ber, he just got engaged. Baruch Ber walking. Yeah, he was sick with cancer. He was missing like half his hair. and he said that he made a deal with Hashem. He said, if I go and schlep for your children, Hashem, you have to give me my son. You have to give me my son back. He shot Lema. So he went and he schlepped in the beginning from Lakewood every day. He used to schlep. I remember one time he came. You were there, Ariel. He came in the snow. It was 11 o'clock. He was 4 hours in traffic to come to yeshiva.
Amazing.
You understand?
That's crazy.
Why? Because we prayed. All the guys in the call, we prayed for a rabbi, and Hashem gave it to us.
Rabbi Hazak Baruch, I just want to add one thing before we end this. Maybe you guys can talk about this next week. I think a lot about my community. I like to be involved. I think one thing we're having as a young generation, we're all confused. Financially, a lot of people are moving away. Fresh metals getting away to Roslyn, this, that. We don't know. We're a very confused community. We don't know what we're doing. We don't want anybody to know our problems. We're scared. Like the rabbi said, I agree. I think next week, if you guys can talk about this a little bit, why are young generations leaving our community? Why are we moving far away? Is it because of money? Is it because of embarrassment? Is it because of this? We have to understand why we're moving away. One last thing I want to say, thank you again for Amit Alex. Thank you so much for having me. I want to say we have a great season coming up. Amazing job by all the board members of Ami, Richie, Elon, David, whoever, all of you guys. Doing a great thing. We have honestly evolved. We have evolved like a Pikachu Charmander into a Charizard. We're doing a great job. I want to say thank you, everybody. Also, one last thing. Everybody, we're here as a team. Achdut. We have to be respectful. You know, we like to talk loud smack and stuff, but listen, as a captain, you're right, Ari. I think I've changed a lot. To be an anav, to come down, to understand that this is just more than basketball. We have to understand and love each other. Good luck to everybody. This is just week 1. If you're 0-1, it's not the end of the world. Don't melt down. I'm gonna be back next.
Final question for you: what is your projected record at the end of the season?
Projected record. So we have 13 games?
Yes.
I would say 9-4 or 8-5, respectfully.
That's a pretty good record.
Yeah, I think we're gonna bounce
we
back.
Wish you the best of luck.
I think we're gonna bounce back. I think defense is very key for everybody. All the games is like 80 points, 70. What's going on with the defense? No defense.
Well, ours was pretty low.
Everyone's getting the ball and just wanting to score.
I have a question for you, Rabbi. I guess maybe for next time. How do we get close to a rabbi? What is the What is like how
That was my follow-up question, but we're
out
running
of time. So next,
how to find a
next
rabbi,
segment,
how to choose a rabbi,
exactly.
how to become trusting enough to find a Rebbe. This
What's
is
the
all
criteria?
I'm not gonna open up someone I don't know.
Criteria is a very
Also-
long, but I thought that would get a little.
Also, one last thing, a big thank you to Kaykov Media. Thank you so much.
out to Kaykov
See
Media.
you again next week.
And any questions with the power rankings, guys?
Shabbat
Please,
shalom.
we
Richie
love-
Rich at Gmail.
We love your
Text
feedback.
Richie, don't bother us.
RichieRich@gmail.com. Should we include his phone number as well?
That concludes
you
our
guys.
opening episode.
Thank you so much.
This is next week is going to be an even better episode. Stay tuned. It's just going to get better and better. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you guys.